it's a really great company.
100% recommend it to everyone. It's hosted by Sleeping Giant Media, and I came away with what I felt was the makings of a strategy that I could actually apply to the business.
We've been working with Sleeping Giant Media for a little over 3 years.
Oh, we're going live now. Cool. Hi guys, welcome to the show. We are hopefully live. There is a bit of a delay between what I'm seeing and what is actually being pushed out on the stream, so that is making it interesting. However, the show is ready to go, so let's kick things off. Hi guys, and welcome to the Business as Unusual show. This is our first attempt to be pushing this directly to YouTube. In case you're new to this is a show where we discuss some of the challenges that we're all currently facing whilst we're in lockdown. We're going to be interviewing Brant from EK Media, getting some insights into the challenges he's been facing, and also hopefully some ideas that we can spark some inspiration and opportunity and optimism in what could hopefully be the start to the road to recovery. So again, feel free to share the content, connect with me on LinkedIn. Love to get you on the show potentially if you've got a business that you're interested in talking about, or other businesses that are doing a great job. This is all about sharing ideas and inspiration to help us all feel a little bit less isolated during isolation. So without further ado, we're going to introduce Brant. Brant, there we are. Hopefully that is now streaming live. We're
Good afternoon.
Experimenting with all this kit as well. How are you getting on? How's things?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, good, thank you. Good, yeah.
So
I'm loving the weather.
The weather is, I think it's a bit of a saving grace at the moment. Can you imagine if this was happening whilst it was pouring with rain or kind of cold?
Exactly. So yeah, you know, still get out and barbecue, have a few beers in the garden.
I was going to say, have you managed to get out much?
Oh, yeah, get out for a walk every once in a while, and it's amazing the number of barbecues I've had for breakfast.
For breakfast?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that is impressive. I have not managed to do that just yet, but I like the idea, and that's already a top tip for the viewers right there. Guys, if you've got any questions for Brant or myself, do chuck them in the chat. As I said, we're slightly behind, so it's going to be a little bit of time delay, but do chuck them in the chat. We'll be happy to get those through and answer those as and when they come up. So Brant, just to kind of kick things off, could you give me 3 words that describe how you feel on a personal level? 3 words to start with.
Right now?
Go, yeah.
Nervous.
Yeah.
I think, a little bit nervous, I guess, about coming on your show. I think I'm quietly positive about the road ahead.
Yeah.
I'll come back to the third one.
Okay, that's cool. And then on a business level, how are you feeling? 3 words or 2 words around how you feel on the business level?
Well, I mean, had you asked us a month ago, it would have been apprehensive, I guess. But I think it's business as unusual, but usual. We're a development house, and so our projects are ongoing. I was a bit concerned about people working out of the environment. We've got a good company culture, so it's nice to have everyone around. I'm in the office this morning or this afternoon, and we've got a lovely big desk. We all sit around, and we're no more than 3 feet away. We're not allowed to do that now. We're going to be 6 feet over there. So, but I think I was worried about culture breaking down, but I think I'm having better conversations, more beneficial conversations, one-on-one with the team via remote chat or Discord or and the other plethora of things we use to talk to each other with.
Could that be summarised in a word, do you think, Brant? This was 3 words.
I was just a game, sorry.
I mean, it's a great answer, don't get me wrong, but I was just like, there's a lot of words that the qualifies as a 3. What would you... Is it? I mean, it sounded a little bit optimistic in there, to be honest. I
think I'm optimistic.
Yeah?
I mean, I was apprehensive, but now optimistic about the way business is.
Great.
I think it's positive. I think if we can sail through, I mean, you just want a word, don't you?
Ideally, we can start with a word, then we can expand on it. I mean, it's a new format. I'm kind of rolling with it, and you're on I don't want to interrupt you because you're doing great.
Well, it's a stream of consciousness. I think positive and yeah, I think bright future.
Right? Yeah, great. No, I think that's a great great words to see. I think maybe this that kind of, as you said, the new normal. It's kind of settling down a little bit. I think there's probably the panic phase, and hopefully we're fortunately kind of coming to an end of that as well, which is useful. When you mentioned around the sort of optimistic bit, what is your hope? How are you trying to sort of embrace that? How are you looking to try to do more with that idea as a company?
I think optimistic. We've developed some software for clients that we've managed to turn around and roll out to other clients that are struggling, perhaps losing some of their staff to furlough or the like. That we're providing the abilities for their clients to interact with their businesses. So that's optimistic. There's good opportunities to help other companies. I mean, especially primary business companies like manufacturing, agricultural, like that we can provide their clients access to their business.
We were talking kind of pre-show about the word pivot and my yeah. As I said, to clarify, I think it works now. I like the word pivot in this situation because it is an opportunity where business models that did work now don't, therefore you have to kind of pivot to make them work, rather than how it was used historically with a bad business model that didn't work, and suddenly you use the word pivot to go, oh, by the way, I made a mistake and now I've got to try to work out how to make it work. But how are you helping some of those businesses pivot in this kind of strange climate that they find themselves in?
I think some of these businesses have previously relied on customer service teams and very one-on-one, sort of everything's done over the phone, whereas now they are embracing sort of an online culture when we're all working from home anyway. So but now the customers are now interacting with their businesses online, getting the information they need rather than having to go to a phone call. And I think the more we can help businesses streamline those processes and automate things. So if someone wants to go on and get invoices or place orders online through e-commerce shops, then definitely, I mean, that's how we're having those businesses pivot. So traditionally these companies have shied away from e-commerce or the like, now are embracing it.
And how's it going? Are you seeing kind of customer, or are they seeing customers adopting that new format as well? So since they've now pivoted and moved into a new area, are they seeing it kind of work for them?
Yeah, the feedback we're getting is that the clients don't enjoy, but I think they find it's convenient to get in rather than have to speak to someone.
Yeah.
They want to order something at 2:00 in the morning. So be it.
Yeah. Barbecue for breakfast, for example.
Exactly. I mean. But I don't think anyone delivers sausages 2:00 in the morning. But,
there's a gap in the market, and again, we're gonna see that this whole new situation is going to create opportunities that we potentially didn't foresee. You know, who would want? Well, actually, no, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to phrase who would want sausages. No, there's dangerous territories, that we're going to kind of quickly move around. And so, one question for you to get to know you kind of better, because again, you know, we get to see each other, or did in the real world, kind of sporadically at various different kind of events. If you were to be stuck on a desert island, okay, not allowed to take Netflix with you, and ultimately you can only take a DVD or a CD with you, what would you take?
Have I got the player?
You have, yeah. I mean, yeah. Some sort of DVD playing device. Assuming that the island that you're on hasn't got broadband, I guess that's probably how we should phrase that.
So now I'm gonna let myself down here.
But what's your favourite film? What would you take with you?
Rocky Horror, obviously.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's got everything.
Okay, nice. And what music would you take with you? What was the CD would you take?
Good question. Probably some Pearl Jam or something. Or some Coldplay.
Coldplay.
There you go.
Okay, nice.
You're very Chris Martin.
I do get the Chris Martin comment from time to time, and it is not something that I have used to my advantage ever before. So yeah.
Is this a trick? You need to pivot.
I need to pivot. That's what I need to do. I do. Yeah.
Get into music.
I realised. Yeah. Well, again, I mean, this live show could be an absolute disaster. I have no idea if this is actually going live or not. So who knows? Music could be the next thing. I've got all the setup now. Got all the kit, so might as well get involved with it. So in terms of the clients that you're working with and the activity that you're doing, how's it been for you as a business? Has it been kind of bumpy, or has it been generally okay?
I think it hasn't been as difficult as I led to believe from other agencies I've spoken to. We are, as I said, we're project based. We've got projects that are ongoing. We've had some projects that have been paused, or we're sort of roadblocked because the stakeholders at the other end have been furloughed or are unavailable. I think most of our projects have either been moved back a little bit, but we've got 4 or 5 projects that are. We launched a project last Thursday. We have got clients coming back and taking the opportunity to say, well, this is a quiet time for us. We want to do this, and this. Can we make it happen? So we're working on that. So, I mean, although some work has been put on hold, there's new work coming in for existing clients, and we've had opportunities and people approach us about other projects as well. So I don't want to say it's great. I don't want to say it hasn't been too bad, but it's all right actually.
Okay.
Quietly confident. We'll add that to the 3 words, shall we?
Okay, absolutely. We can add that in. So we've got 75 other words plus optimistic, positive, and quietly optimistic. So, I mean, based on the model that you guys have got, do you think this is going to be something that's a lag in the sense of you're going to feel something in a couple of months' time, or are you hoping that by the time we get to that point, everything's kind of getting back to normal and it kind of picks up? Because I think that's one of the things that I've been speaking to a number of businesses. Some of them are immediately hit by it, some of them are slowly hit by it, and then some of them are almost like okay at the moment, but they almost might be hit later down the chain.
I think there will be a point that if we're in this lockdown for forever, then we will run out of work, or it'll slow down. I think there will be a bit of a spike when people come back to work and say, right, well, those projects that we put on hold, we want them all now, and we get a ton of work come through the door, which is a nice problem to have. But I mean, project work doesn't work like that. They don't all slot in nicely. They all overlap, and certainly it's either a feast or a famine sometimes. So I think it'll be a rush and a roar for some clients, and they'll want to get to where they were in less time. But I think work will come back slowly.
Okay, well, so, positive, and I think there seems to be generally seems to be kind of some people looking relatively optimistic about the speed of which things kind of come back. How are you, sort of the team, finding it? You say you are working remotely now?
Yeah, we've been working remotely since 13th of March.
Gotcha.
I was in New Zealand, sunning myself, and all this kicked off, and Saya, the studio manager, took the executive decision to move everyone remotely, which has worked out really well for us. They're all set up. It's working really well. We have a stand-up twice a week. We have regular catch-ups. We produce this document called The State of the Nation every Monday morning. So we take a look at what's ahead, what we're all up to. And it's working really well. We've got probably a dozen different ways to talk to each other, whether it be on Discord or Slack or Call of Duty Warcraft or Warfare. Nice. How we want to talk to each other.
Amazing.
So
I've got a couple of chat questions. Firstly, Digi Tom saying definitely loving working live and looking slick. Thank you for that. It hasn't been an absolute panic over the weekend. It's all calm. We're absolutely confident with everything. So thanks for that, Tom.
Good.
And the question from Danny around the green. So what is there a history to the green? Like where did you come up with Eke and the green?
Well, Eke.
I always say Eke.
Is
I always say Eke, don't I? It's Eke. Sorry.
Eke.
Is that your accent? Is that an accent thing, or is that just me?
That is probably my accent.
Okay, right.
I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly.
Okay.
So the Eke is Latin for look or behold. So
Nice.
I think I was trying to be a bit clever 20 years ago when I started the business. So and the green, well that is Kiwi Crush is the colour. So that's the colour of our logo.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, we started off blue and gold, but now we're green.
I think it's a cool
and
green.
grey.
Can you order this online? Because I went online and I was in I think it was an hour and a half queue to get to was it B&Q? I think I was trying to load up as well. It's like everyone seems to be doing their sort of home DIY at the moment.
Yeah, I've got plumbing planned for the weekend.
Okay.
It's going to be a disaster, but have a crack.
Exactly. What can go wrong? Amazing. So what other stuff have you been kind of getting up to? What have you been doing? Like I was talking about kind of goal setting. Is there anything that you've kind of set yourself in terms of challenges that you've got over? I mean, obviously, again, is everything around the barbecuing? I mean, is it a case of how many barbecues can you do in a single day? Is that something that's been on the list?
It's not on the list. It's easily achievable. 3, I think, Luke.
I think so. Yeah.
Easily achievable. Harking back to the barbecue is once a month we have a team barbecue on a Friday. We used to do it weekly, but we got too busy. So on a Friday we have a team barbecue.
Yeah.
Here at the studio, and so we invite anyone who wants to come along. To be honest, beers and a barbecue. Nothing goes live on a Friday, so stand around at the car park having a beer and a burger.
So what, you get together but keep the distance?
Oh no. This is back in
the day. What do you do? Are you doing it? This is virtual.
This
barbecue?
is BC before Corona.
BC, yeah. What do you do now? What's the sort of CC current Corona? What's the sort of? Do you do anything like that remotely now?
We have the odd online beer together. I think
nice.
Barbecuing remotely is a bit difficult.
It's worth a try. Again, there might be some sort of app that can help with this. Perhaps this could be your next project, perhaps. What sort of stuff do you guys do in terms of kind of keeping and maintaining that culture remotely? Is there any kind of tips or advice you can offer out to businesses?
I just think just keep on talking. I'm very conscious that these guys, some of them are working alone, some of them aren't with their family. So just I guess reassuring them we're all in the same boat. When it first happened, everyone was nervous or concerned. I think just reassuring them that I've got their back where I can, and I'm just as concerned as they are. But sort of, if they've got any concerns, not outside work, then they're more than welcome to sort of call me up.
Yeah.
And I think we have regular chats, and I have better conversations with some of my developers remotely than I do when they're sitting 3 feet away from me. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we were briefly chatting kind of pre-show about vulnerability and the sort of some of the challenges that this situation has kind of brought. How do you think sort of leaders, business owners should try to approach this situation in the sense of that, I think you talked about, making sure that you're understanding the kind of the challenge that people are feeling and knowing and almost letting people know that you're feeling the same way as well?
Yeah, I think it reassures people. I mean, it reassures the team that we're all in the same boat. We're here. We're doing this together. I think if you put up a facade and pretend to be something that you're not, then it's going to come back and bite you. You've got to be genuine and just say, look, I'm struggling as well. Let's have a chat about things. I think it's important to keep an open dialogue, and it's the same with parents and stuff like that. Everyone thinks that their parents are invincible or unbreakable, and I speak more to my parents now than I think I have done in the last 30 years. And I think, they're scared, they're old, and it's. I don't mean the term endearing, but I think it's not comfortable to know that they're feeling vulnerable, but they're being genuine and honest as well.
Yeah, absolutely. How are things actually in New Zealand? I assume your parents are based in New Zealand. How are things looking over there?
I think they've handled it completely differently. I mean, they've got the luxury of being a small country where they can just basically shut the doors and not let anyone in.
Yeah.
So when people were coming in, were being quarantined, they commandeered some hotels, and as people are getting off the planes, they're sticking them in the hotels for 2 weeks.
Right.
So if you're going for a 3-week holidays in New Zealand, two of it's in a Best Western.
Amazing.
But I think they've done that differently. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to kill the virus internally so that it's no longer a threat. And I think numbers are low. I think they've had 17 deaths. Whereas over here, people are still landing at Heathrow and getting in a taxi and going wherever they're without being tested or locked up. And I think New Zealand has the luxury of being so remote that they can do that. And I think the Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, she's had a tough 18 months with Christchurch and then Whitehall and stuff. But I think she's come through it and they've handled it incredibly well.
Yeah. No, I went there traveling for 2 months. Absolutely incredible country. And when I was there, I felt actually quite far. I mean, obviously because I wasn't working, so I wasn't fully connected to anything at the time, and it was pre kind of global technologies as they were. But I can totally imagine it's easier to kind of lock it down or sort of isolate it because of the size of it, and actually how spread out people are as well. There's lots of
But also, if the country relies, I mean, I don't know what the percentage is, but it relies on tourism. So I mean, they've sort of locked themselves away. I mean, it's going to be a struggle for businesses to get back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when are they going to let tourists back in? I don't know. Yeah,
it's going to be a challenging one. Just to move to sort of slightly more sort of positive footing. What other things that are you doing now? Could be still your barbecuing for breakfast. What are the things that you're doing now that you want to take forward? That you actually go, you know what? Actually, this has been a really, really positive experience because of this, and actually you want to carry it forward to the new world whenever that arrives.
I think our industry, the digital industry, sort of gang together the communities quite well, having conversations with other agencies and other agency owners to see how they're coping and what challenges they're facing, and just having these conversations, people that you get introduced to or people you've met at events and stuff like that. Just having a conversation. I've always sort of done things in isolation, just carried on as per, not worrying about what's going on around us, doing our own thing. And it's nice to sort of get some sort of feedback and some ideas of other agency owners and helping out where I can, what their challenges are. We did this. We've been going 20 years this year. So
20 years. Wow.
I'm not saying we've done it all and we're masters of everything, but I think, helping out new agencies come through and existing agencies and partnering up with other agencies has been really good.
It's an incredible achievement, 20 years. I mean, that's
Thank you.
Yeah, really, really. I mean, you've got to be doing something right to be going for that long. So yeah, credit to I mean, again, I'm sure there's been a few ups and downs in that time period as well.
There have, but we're still here.
Good work.
Thank you.
Just on you mentioned other agencies and kind of and things, the collaborative spirit, and it's something that was I've managed to speak to people that I couldn't that you just couldn't get hold of like 3 months ago, trying to put the same people in the room. Just wouldn't happen. Who from your perspective has been doing some really good stuff on LinkedIn that you just wanted to sort of shout out and we can tag them in?
I attended a webinar the other day with Johnny Twos from Lab.
Yeah.
Doing a talk about leadership. That was really good. The guys at Reflex are now part of Lab. They're doing a great job on LinkedIn. I always enjoy the puzzles and the quizzes from the guys at i4, Graham and the team.
Yeah. And it was it because we had Matt on the show?
Oh yeah, Matt, me and you. They've done a great job. They've got a great social media presence. They've just recently launched a website for a wine company, or their second website in 3 weeks for a wine company.
That's
which is good.
Yeah.
So it's good. I mean, there's a lot of noise on LinkedIn, and you can't read everything. But there was an article posted from Raj from Word Up about the positivity of what he's experienced on during this lockdown. So there's some good stuff. There's a lot of noise and stuff that, if I had 24 hours extra a day, then I'll read it all. But just got to pick and choose and take what you need.
And we were saying it before. It's like who's making music, not just noise, but who's making music that you're grooving to right now.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, in a sense of the noise is sometimes unwanted, but who are the guys that are making the good stuff? So obviously you mentioned Reflect and Lab, which they're doing some good webinars. i4 doing some puzzles. I need to check out that puzzle. I haven't seen those yet. And Matt and the guys at Me and You. He mentioned before, and that was when my show was interrupted. And actually, we've created a new feature that I can kind of roll out. So if I'm ever interrupted, I can quickly switch to. I can move to dad mode very quickly as well. So whilst I deal with the kids, which we thought would be a nice feature that we can kind of when they storm through the door in sunglasses, switch to. He mentioned about the wine company when he was in there. And I think I saw a significant increase in wine drinking at home, as you would probably expect. So I'm guessing that industry is doing quite well right now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they did a job for a little vineyard around the corner here that everything was door sales, and they built a little site that you can go and order and pick up your wine. I think that's a great idea.
How have you been getting on? Are you teetotal at home, or have you probably hitting a bit more booze than you were before this?
No, I mean, before this, I didn't have a drink for 6 months before lockdown, and then I went on holiday.
Right.
And obviously, you're on holiday, you're catching with friends and family and stuff, and I mean, it's almost kind of still like a holiday.
Absolutely.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I've got some friends there, and I've never seen them drink so much, and we have we have kind of chats where you dial in and you're like, mate, are you all right? And it's some people are really kind of going for it. Then the next week they're completely sober. I think my friends seem to be seesawing between the two. There's not like a steady level. It's just either one extreme to another at the moment.
Yeah. I'm doing all right.
Good. Well, that's good to know. Well, what we're going to do is we normally try to do a game where I try to play some songs and people guess it, but inevitably what normally happens is I don't know what on earth the song is as well, so it normally ends in disaster. So we're going to try a different game today using the head up game. So I'm going to not actually place this on my forehead, and I want you to try to explain to me who it is. What we'll do is, and I have got a graphic for this, but we haven't got it ready yet. We're going to give away one of our mugs. Okay, every month we'll kind of total up who got the most, and then whoever is on the leaderboard will be sent one of our mugs. We used to do toilet roll, but apparently it's back in stock, so it's not as cool a prize as it used to.
Well, those people are waiting until 2021 to get their toilet roll.
I know. Well, they're still going to get it. We're still going to honour it, but it's just going to be less exciting for them, I think. So we're going to go with mugs because we've got some that were actually delivered, so we can go with that. So right, are you ready? Let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm going to not look at my screen because I can see the answer. Okay, you ready? Okay, you can see that.
It's a piece of clothing with fur around the hood.
Jacket.
It's a type of jacket.
Anorak.
Yep.
Oh, I pressed it the wrong way. Damn.
Did you see that one?
I did see this one. Hang on. I've leveled it up now. Go.
She was in Gone with the Wind.
I've got no chance of getting that.
Okay, pass. They've always got an opinion. They drive around London.
Black Cab.
Yep. been a very naughty boy. Brian?
Oh, Monty Python.
Yep. Alice in Wonderland, author.
Oh, no. Oh,
Ugh.
time's up. Okay, let's have a look. How do we do? That's pretty good. Okay, I got one of those ones the wrong way round, but I think I corrected it. So we got 3 in total. So your score for this week or this session is 3. Thank you very much, Brant. We will add you to our newly created leaderboard. Thanks very much for coming on the show. I know it was slightly out of your comfort zone, but yeah, I appreciate the insights. No, I mean it's great. I mean, as you said, you've been around for 20 years as a business, and that is a massive achievement. So the wealth of experience that you've got is significant. So thanks for sharing some of that today.
Thanks, Luke.
Right, yeah. So let's move on. We're going to do our quick button here to say, well, firstly, thanks very much for listening. Our next show is coming up on Friday at 4:30, and we will have Joe James from the Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce with us as well. So that'll be really exciting to hear from Joe about the work that they've been doing as a chamber to support local businesses. Some really exciting support that they've been providing, some webinars that they've been doing, which will be really exciting. So that is it from us today. I hope you enjoyed it. Do tag us in or follow us on Twitter, on LinkedIn, all the other social channels. We'd love to get your questions that we can feature to the speakers or potentially get you on the show. Thanks again, and hopefully see you guys on Friday.